Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, back with another Kamihime project video. I'm just going to discuss a few things about this because it's some stuff that I haven't really fully confirmed yet, but I have a good suspicion that it'll happen pretty soon. So it's just some stuff I want to try and go over a bit. But first and foremost, I should say that we should have a miracle ticket on the way. I have no idea if it's going to end up being the one that gives a limited Hime or not. But keep an eye out because, trust me, it's going to be worth it. And it's not going to be long. So, that said, you're going to probably see it within the next week or two. My estimate. And just be sure to have a very good eye out for that one because this one can really get you some good stuff. And my suggestion to you is to go for the limited Kamihime over the permanent ones, because there's a very good chance you are not getting the limited ones until, like, Lord knows how long. So there's that. But let's see what else. Okay, now I can finally get this weapon. I'm currently trying to get the weapon for the tower too, and that's coming up pretty soon. So I could actually make this simpler and go Thunder, Glaive, there you go. This weapon. My suggestion to you is to get at least one copy of this weapon for every element. Even if you don't max it out, it's going to greatly help you out when you use Solomon for tower. That's why I went out of my way to actually get this, because it's going to help you. It is literally the key-shaped weapon. Me and a lot of other people have been calling it a Keyblade, so yeah. That's the main reason why you see me in this menu. So I've got that mission accomplished. Even if I don't level it up, but I definitely am going to try to. But even if I don't level it up, it's just the fact that her first skill becomes AoE. And that alone makes it very, very powerful. Combined with the fact that you also should get this ability as well. I'm going to switch party members for this one anyways, because I'm going to go into this next part. But here we are, this team. I used Merlin, but I still gave Merlin Solomon's skill set, basically. But I still have to bring in Solomon if I want to do anything with the mastery points. But this is Solomon's skill set. This becomes AoE. You're going to want this ability too, from your mastery points, because that's going to be very powerful for the tower. That's all I got to say for that one. Tower is not far away, so you don't have too much prep work. Build up your Thunder team, because it's going to end up being a water tower. But, anyways, speaking of events and whatnot, there's going to be a, reprint coming soon, if this event list from DMM is followed, and it's going to be Yatagarasu pretty soon. I will do a video on that, but it may not be that long, unfortunately. So keep that in mind. There's also going to be another guild competition not too far down the line, but not too close either. So that's something else I should point out. Something major I really have to say, because it should be here by the end of this month or the start of the next. But at one point, we are going to get raid medals and access to 4th tier souls. I've been meaning to redo a video about them because I've been hearing so much stuff that kind of changed things. There's going to be 2 batches of them. And I'm going to try and go by batch 1 and batch 2, if I can pinpoint who came in what ones. But, generally speaking, you're going to want to, start focusing on who you get first, because it is going to be very, very hard to get any of them. So you do want to prioritize the ones that are probably more worthwhile. Off the top of my head, 4th tier Solomon, who's going to be known as Medea. You've got Yuri. I forgot her full name, but she's going to be 4th tier Shingen. Caspar, which is 4th tier D'Artagnan. They're going to be some very, very good ones. However, I know Caspar's second batch, I know Yuri's second batch, so that's going to be a few months later down the line. to be quite honest. But, anyways, I really could do all this with Solomon, but I'm just playing around with it. But anyways, these 4th tier souls are extremely powerful, but you need almost everything in the game. Like, anything permanent, just assume you need it. Whether it's storyline, or whether it's Draconic Eyes, or whether it's, well, technically Energy Seeds and Energy Seeds and the elixirs too, because you're going to need those to grind. But all this stuff from events you won't need. This thing, however, you will need. So keep that in mind. You will need quite a few of those. You will need Draconic Eyes. You will need a lot of gems. You're going to need a lot of upgrade materials. You're going to need a lot of stuff. You're going to need a max limit break weapon that fits them. So it's probably a good idea to go and max out a weapon towards that soul that you want to lean towards. Like I said, Solomon line is a good bet, which is going to lead to Medea. Shingen line's a good bet too, but you're going to need the right teams to make the most out of her. Trust me on that. And then Caspar's a very good bet too. That's why I got this weapon right here, because I'm going to eventually get another copy of this one. I'm still kind of leveling it up and everything, but that's probably the better one for Artanian later down the line because of what Caspar can do. And because of that too, you're going to have to get your weapon completely like this, not the plus 99 part, but you're going to have to get this. Skill level 20, max level. It's going to change into a totally different weapon when you unlock that soul, but it's going to be a more powerful weapon, at least for the elemental attack, or if you went the other route, the HP one, it's going to go up to 40%. Also going to give you a lot of crap. Like, it's going to give you a few, it's going to give you burst effect, it's going to give you, some specials. It may not be an active skill boost, it may be a passive one, but same drill stuff, just more powerful. It makes these souls a lot stronger. Believe me on that one. Now, going further into that, there's going to be a special thing with them where you can actually take, more or less, I need Solomon anyways. But I'm going to switch it to Solomon for this one, just to make sure this mission clears, because I've heard there's a glitch about it. But, more or less, you're going to need, you're going to need to see what your souls do, because they have a plethora of stuff in their kit. Because the first skill is set regardless, just like all the other ones. The second and the third ones are interchangeable. This is to compensate for the fact that you cannot use any of their skills on other souls. But you have to keep this one thing in mind. Because they have so much flexibility, there's quite a few builds for them. Some are better than others. So be very, very wary of what you've got. Because trust me when I say, it may or may not be worth. You know what, I can drop this team. Let's edit this party. But, that said, you're going to want to, do a lot of different stuff, basically, to prepare for these guys. And there's going to be a new item that pops up, and it's going to be tied very heavily to the raid quests and whatnot, because you're going to want to do those and get a lot of different, raid medals and whatnot. You may not want to trade for all the pages, but you will need to trade for some. But they will get super expensive, and you'll also need to grind raids for page drops in order to get a new kind of book, which is going to be a rainbowish book. It's going to have a rainbow background. It's going to look goldish or something, like a gold-plated book with a bunch of lights on it. It's hard to explain. But, basically, that book is going to be one of the hardest things to actually get your hands on, because you need 100 pages per copy. And believe me when I say this, it is not going to be easy getting that. It is not. There's a few DMM players that's on my Discord. They said it takes a long time to get these things. Generally, you're looking at anywhere between, if you're very fast, maybe a month, possibly sooner if you're lucky or whatever, to upwards of 3 or 4 months per soul. It's not an easy run. It is a long one, but it's definitely worth it. yeah, I was supposed to change my teams for this one, actually. But, going further into some other stuff that's supposed to happen later down the line, we got epic quests, but we're going to get another type of quest that's going to pop up with the same menu as guild order. Like, you'll have to go into the event tab and get the permanent advents, so you're going to have to do that. They're going to get some extra stuff, but only like one copy of some things, and others will restock. Generally speaking, you're going to want to get a lot of stuff. And I do mean a lot. It may be, I didn't want to do that. It may be, a good idea in order to try and get some certain things, basically. You want to be able to more or less just be prepared for a lot of different things. So permanent content is going to come. You're going to want to get other stuff. Just be very, very careful what you get or what you try to do, and you should be fine. But let's see. I got everybody. I got attack, defender, no healer. Okay. I got 2 balanced teammate, actually. I gotta change that. Because I need multiple defense, I forgot. But, you're going to want to get a lot of different stuff, and believe me when I say this, it's going to be very, very helpful. So, there's that. You know what, I'm probably just good with, Kamadeva if I'm lucky. So I will dump in my, not you, I will dump in my, like, I'm honestly think she's a very good healer too. Like, this may have a long cooldown, but it's got a very good effect and whatnot. If you really know what your characters can do, even some of the R and SR can be very powerful. In some missions like this, you are kind of forced to use them, so there you go. But, more or less, just figure out what you have to do and whatnot. You should be good to go. And that's the thing. There's going to be more missions and whatnot that have to be done based on certain content and whatnot. Because I heard there's going to be one for when we get the seventh Guardian. You'll have to do a mission, which is practically clear at once in order to get her. You have to start it too. So there's that. There's a lot to prepare for, quite frankly. There's going to be some major updates on the way. But when it comes to events, we're going to sort of drag on them because there's going to be quite a few repeats and whatnot. And then there's some stuff that's the same old, same old. Let me double check my sub too to make sure it's right. There we go. But anyways, that's pretty much what I got to say for that one. Just be prepared. The more you prepare in advance, the better you are, basically. Goes without saying. But, let's see, what else? Oh yeah, another thing off at the top of my head, too. These towers. I don't know if anybody's heard everything about it, but, apparently there's not going to be another Dark Tower for a long time, because the DMM devs had sort of screwed up. I don't know what they've done, really, but all it ends up being is a repeat of the Wind Tower. So, quite frankly, it's ultimately a waste. Because I'm not going to be able to use my light team for that in order to get advantage. It kind of screws a few people over, but it is what it is. There's not too much we can really do about it, so just make do with whatever you can. But, that's the thing. There's a few things that some people obviously didn't like further down the line. Unfortunately, not too much we can do about it. So, just do your best with it. And that's another thing you should know about these events too. A lot of these events where it's ranked, just give it a shot, because you really don't know what you're going to have at the end of it. You could very well get some very powerful stuff, and you may have missed out on it if you didn't try. Granted, you may not be the best ranker, but believe me when I say it can actually do a lot of amazing stuff if you're just knowledgeable about what your characters can and can't do. So just keep that in mind. Like, yeah, see, I'm gonna have a lot of attack down on this. This boss isn't going to hit me that hard. But yeah, that's the thing. You just need to prepare, have yourself ready in advance. You should be good to go. But at the same time, just keep in mind the whole point is to truly try, because this game can get very grindy. I have to admit that one. Anybody has to. If anybody's saying that you can build up your teams fast, it's only because you spent money, and even then you still have to grind. So you're not escaping the grind no matter how strong you are, how much money you toss in the game, none of that. So all it takes is time, dedication, and patience. Because believe me, sometimes it's a bad idea to try and rush things unless you know you can handle it. Case in point is why I'm doing this right here. And it gave me an error message. Yeah, that happens too. Sometimes a game wants to do its own plans or whatever. Unfortunately, there's not too much you can do about it. And that's another thing. Some stuff is going to get fixed up. Eventually, they're going to have better ways to load stuff. And then there's also one major thing too, now that I clicked on the tab in order to try and speed myself back up into this. Raids are going to get a little reworked, because your invites are going to be based on your rank, basically. So anybody that's at or below your rank should be able to see your invite. I mean, at or above your rank. But anyone below your rank probably won't see it. So, if it makes any sense, you can invite, and you can't see any raids that's higher than you, if that makes sense. That's the best way to put it. You cannot see raids that are higher than your rank. That's what's going to happen later down the line, if it hasn't already. We will eventually get something called raid IDs, which makes it a lot easier to share raids, and it's supposed to be a countermeasure to scripters, because there's quite a few people to scripting and whatnot out there. But me personally, screw them, because it's making the game run slower, and it just makes things a hassle for other players. So it's not really cool. But not too much you can really do about that one. If somebody's scripting, then if you feel like it, report them. If not, oh well. Because quite frankly, devs have gotten some reports on some people that are clearly known to be scripting, and I've seen Discord posts about it, but did not do a single thing about it. So oh well. If the devs aren't wanting to do anything, there's nothing you can really do. You're probably just going to have to suck it up, unfortunately. And I hate to put it like that, too, because it's not a good mindset to have, but unfortunately, it's all you really can do. Just know that as your raids are slowing down, it may not just be a scripter as well. Sometimes raids slow down because there's a long turn count on somebody. Or even worse off, which is the one I hate more, is when a lot of people are in a raid. Because granted, you can love the extra help, but when it hits like 9-10 people, you will definitely see that raid slog. And it is not fun. Oh yeah, you didn't do much of crap to me. I'm probably going to end this fight now. Especially now that I can summon Haggith. But, anyways. Raids, they're going to get a little bit easier to share towards your friends and your guild members. Well, union members, I should say. I'm used to saying guild because some games have guild and some games have union. It's weird. Same thing, basically, though. But it's going to be a little bit easier to share those. You'll probably even see that if you are on my Discord. So keep that in mind. I'm not always on the Discord because there's other stuff I do. I mean, I'm even still in the process of searching for a job myself, but I at least still have an income. And no, it's not from YouTube, because I've actually signed up for that one, but unfortunately it's still processing, so who knows when that's going to happen. But basically, you're going to have to just hope for the best. If you're on that Discord, I will be there, others will be there. It may not be all the time, but there's a very good chance you can actually see somebody on there. You can ask for help if you need help with raids or whatnot, or just simply want advice on building a team. I don't always have the best ideas for teams because there's a lot of Kamihime in this game to remember, but I can easily look them up. There's some players that have been there a long time, even on the DMM side, that actually really know the Kamihime, so they've been helping too. Because that's one thing I've been saying about a lot of these videos I do. I'm not really the info source, I just pass info on. And that's where I get some of my info from, actually, some of those guys on there. Because basically anybody that's playing DML is a very good source of info because they know about stuff long in advance. In fact, I am looking forward to the next version of Luke, who is later down the line. She is Thunder-based, but she is broken. She is very strong. And I don't even use Thunder that much. So, that's saying something. But, they took it out finally. But, the thing is, there's going to be, a lot of stuff to look forward to, a lot of stuff to prepare. Just, even if I don't have the answers, if you're able to do your own research, that's fine. If you're not, then that's mainly what my Discord is for. And once again, due to another video too, you may not want to click on this one because this one leads to some trouble. Believe me with that one. It also doesn't help that a lot of the guys from here on Battle Club was also on that Discord. So, the official, do not. Save yourself the trouble. Do not deal with official because it is very unorganized. And it is just a very bad time. Either check out my Discord, go to a wiki or something, because the wiki people have actually been pretty helpful from what I've heard as well. Makes sense because they're the ones that actually come up with that stuff. Not just the Japanese one too, which I use all the time. It's the English one as well. But they're pretty good with what they do. And then you're gonna find a lot less hassle too when you try to get your answers. Because sometimes people are bit playful, but there's a few cases where it may go kind of far. But, what else? Oh yeah, another major thing, too, is that, when it comes to upcoming content and whatnot, you can't really take things as a concrete thing unless it's literally confirmed dates. Because that's just how things are. But you can take it as a rough estimate, basically. Because we will get things about a year after DMM did. Oh, I forgot to change this. Whoops. But yeah, you will get things about a year after DMM did. I didn't even realize Shoutane had that. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about with the Kamihime. Some of them, I just don't remember what they have or do. So, it's kind of interesting. But, that's the thing. When it comes to a lot of different content that's later down the line, we're about a year behind DMM. So, more or less expected at that point. So, there you go for that one. But, what else? I should have did that to start with Pluto. But anyways, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about, and I'm like, you could tell because I'm like trying to record but play at the same time. When you do that, sometimes it's hard to focus. But anyways, there's not too much I can really say at this point. I've more or less said what I was going to. So I'm going to get back to grinding. I will have to stop loading while I do that because there's still some stuff I wanted to get from here. As you probably seen earlier, I didn't get one copy of the hammer just yet because I've been kind of busy with other stuff. And then I'm going to try and get the magic jewels and be done with this. But, I would get the gun myself, but I don't really need it because I've already got other plans for my grid given what I've gotten, so I can't fit the gun no matter what. The gun can be good, it's just I can't use it. Because you have to know what Vigor does first off, and I got 2 Vigor weapons on my grid already. But, at the same time, if you can't really fit it, then so be it. The gun is easily sacrificial compared to the hammer. The hammer is just a backup just in case, but I'm probably not going to end up using it anyways. Because I've got some stuff that's really on the way. I do very good at this next tower. You will see what my grid change because I'm going to replace one of my weapons with a final break limit weapon from the gacha. And it's going to be a very good boost. It's even going to ensure, I think it does ensure that I have 100% exceed cap instead of having to use Michael buff for it. So, yeah. But, yeah, I really forgot to change again. Whoops. But, anyways, there's not too much more I can really say or do about this. So, like I said, I'm going back into grinding. More videos are going to come soon. I will try to make one about the T4 Souls because 4th tier, very, very strong, very, very powerful. You're going to want to look into these guys because they are very, very, very good. Except for a few. A few of them aren't bad, but definitely could be better. Every last one of them is definitely an upgrade to their previous counterpart. Just know that much. Some are just way better than others. So, that's all I can really say about that one. But, anyways, like I said, more videos going to come soon. I'm getting back into grinding this, so that's all for now, guys, and take care.